Hello, welcome to another edition of A&E's Special Documentaries. This week we are talking about total institutions, in particular a religious cult, the cult of Scientology. Now many people feel that Scientology is just an ordinary religion, but the evidence and stories that we are going to be hearing today proves that Scientology is far from a peaceful religion. First, we have Hannah. Hannah served captain on the Sea Organization for a total of 2 years now. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Before we get into the detailed information, can you first start off by telling us what the basic teaching of Scientology is?
Well, Scientology is a religion in its highest meaning, as it helps bring man to total freedom and truth. The essential tenets of Scientology are that a person is an immortal being, your experience extends well beyond a single lifetime, and that man is basically good. He is seeking to survive, and his survival depends upon himself and his attainment of brotherhood with the universe.
And what is a thetan?
A thetan is an immortal being in a human soul. A thetan is not a thing, it is a creator of things.
So from what I've heard and what many people are concerned about is how bad was it to be a part of this cult?
It was horrible. The Church of Scientology had always been prosecuted for their beliefs. People had to pay lots of money towards the church. Hubbard, who is the leader of the cult, decided to move the church. So, people took off on the Sea Org, which was short for the Sea Organization. I was captain on the ship for 2 whole years.
What kinds of things did you have to do on the ship?
We had to get as many people as we knew to try and convert them to the cult of Scientology. If we did anything that did not reach Hubbard's expectations, we were tortured.
How were you tortured exactly, and did you have many choices?
Choices were not things that were part of our vocabulary. We had no freedoms. People were attached by a rope, bound by their hands and feet, blindfolded, and thrown overboard.
Wow, and what about eating and daily routines? Did you have any choices and freedoms in that sense?
Oh, sorry. No, an alarm would wake us up every single morning. We had to walk fast, sometimes even run. No one could take their time with anything. Food was served every day in slot buckets. No choice of food. We ate what they served.
And what kinds of things did you do on your spare time?
They supplied us with mind control techniques. They also used a device called an e-meter, which acted like a lie detector. They claimed it allowed them to see thoughts. They also believed it could uncover hidden crimes. I had a daughter who I was not allowed to see. I was also not allowed to see my husband. We are not allowed to have outside contact with the world at all.
Next, I have Joe, who is a former Scientologist. So how old were you when you joined the religion of Scientology?
I was around 19 years old.
That is a very young age. I understand that you had a required fee that you had to pay as you moved up a level in Scientology.
Yes. I ended up paying around $235,000 towards the church. They believed that when I gave them money, I was also giving the planet money.
What happened when you voiced your doubts and opinions about the church?
I was expelled. They cut off all communication towards me, my wife, and my children. I had no freedom of speech.
I heard that even when you weren't a part of this cult, they were still harassing you with donations and phone calls.
Yes, I received about 250 phone calls asking if I wanted to buy books on Scientology. They want to raise awareness. I was spied on, as if I wasn't closely monitored enough before.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for being a part of the show.
Thanks for having me.
With little to no choice in daily routines, being constantly monitored, and having almost no communication with the rest of society, it is clear that the cult of Scientology is classified as a total institution.
Next, I have Joe, who is a former Scientologist. So how old were you when you joined the religion of Scientology?
I was 19 years old.
How were you tortured exactly? And did you have any... Sorry.
It's awareness. Also, I mean, it's not like I was being stalked enough.
Well...
And what about daily routines? Sorry, I didn't say wow. You don't have to. Okay.
$1,000, all towards the church. They said that when I gave money to the church, I was giving money to the planet.
Read!
This week we're talking about total institutions. You must have ready.